Joining us live now, the royal correspondent for The Times, Valentine Low, who's got a book out at the moment. It's titled Courtiers, the Hidden Power Behind the Crown. Valentine, we'll get to that in a moment. First of all, who was the last royal to be egged?
I wish I could remember, but they've all had it in their time. I mean, they're a frequent target for egging, and of course Charles has had starting pistols fired at him. Someone fired a gun at the Queen once. That was the starting pistol, I believe. It comes with the territory. What was impressive is that the way Charles took it. He pretended absolutely nothing had happened and carried on regardless, which is quite a feat, I think. Yeah, well, maybe he just didn't know what happened until he saw the smashed egg on the grounds. Either way, that young fella, the 23-year-old, he might be in a little spot of bother. Anyway, a few other issues, Valentine. We've got the new season of The Crown. That launched last night. What's the reaction from the palace been so far? The palace publicly has been trying to say nothing. They've been trying to ignore it. Behind the scenes, I think they've been pretty concerned. They worry about the effect on the King's reputation. There's been, frankly, a lot of hysteria about the Crown. I mean, some of the papers in Britain have been really going for it, really attacking the Crown. And I'm not sure what good this serves, apart from newspaper circulation. I think if the palace had managed to ignore it completely, that would have been much better, because in the end, it's just television. I don't think it's really going to affect the King's reputation in the long term. And I don't think it dignifies anyone by making such a fuss. Well, people just know the story anyway, don't they? Absolutely. And I have to be honest, the Crown does play pretty fast and loose with the facts. They invent a few storylines which simply didn't happen, like Charles supposedly lobbying Prime Minister John Major to get the Queen to abdicate. I mean, that's just fantasyland stuff. Yeah. OK, on to your book now, Valentine. Since the release of it, Courtiers, as we just brought it up a short time ago, how are relations, there it is again, how are relations between the royal family and Harry and Meghan since the Queen passed on? They haven't improved. They're pretty at a low ebb. The royal family, the palace, they're all waiting for Harry's book to come up. No one knows what's in the book yet. And they're pretty nervous because Harry could say a lot of awful things. The family relations they're not good. I mean, we saw Harry and Meghan over here during the funeral. There was no warmth on show. So clearly, relations between Harry and his father and Harry and his brother, they're still not good. Do you think Harry would be aware of how many problems he would cause by saying as much as he possibly can in the book? I think he's only too well aware, but I think where he is at the moment, he feels he's got to tell his truth. Now, we've heard a lot of stories about Harry supposedly having second thoughts and wondering whether he should turn it down. Don't know the truth of that. We'll only find out when the book comes out. But things can only get better. I mean, if he tells it like it is from his point of view, we'll just carry on in the same mess that we are now. It won't make things much worse because they're already pretty bad at the moment. Yeah. But if he pulls back, it might improve. Is there any appetite to strip Harry and Meghan from their remaining titles? Absolutely none that I can see. I mean, some public voices are calling for that sort of thing, but inside the palace, within the royal family, I think they think that would be a big mistake. Her Archetypes podcast, how much of an irritant is that for the palace? They've got so many irritants on their plate. I think that's the least of them. Just onto the other outcast, while I've got you here, Valentine. Prince Andrew, he reportedly wept when told by Charles recently that Andrew would never return to royal life. Is that what you're hearing as well? I'm hearing that account of that meeting was somewhat exaggerated. Although I think that Andrew has taken a little time to really come to terms with what his fate is, and his fate is not to be a working member of the royal family ever again. So maybe that rather exaggerated account reflected a bit of Andrew finally coming to terms with what life's going to be like for him for the rest of his life.
And just back to Harry's book, are you hearing of what might be in it, Valentine, with your sources and your connections?
Well, you flatter me, Peter, but even my connections aren't good enough to unlock the closely guarded secret. I mean, Harry's publisher has really got things under a lock and key, so people might pretend they know, but I don't think anyone really knows what's in it.
Okay, Valentine Low, the author of Courtiers there. It's out now. Appreciate your time this morning. We'll talk to you again soon.